Welcome to today's class. Now, this class is focusing on belly breathing. And all we need for this particular class, which is about 20 minutes in length, is a blanket. But for now, before using the blanket, I'm going to get you to lie down, and I won't lie down because then you can't hear me. Crocodile. So with crocodile, we don't have hands one on top of the other. We have forearms one on top of the other. We try not to stretch our arms miles forwards, which is quite nice. We're pulling in a little bit. And what this does is it lifts your chest up. So I'll show you on the screen. Yeah. So instead of flattening the arms miles forwards, you bring them in just a little, and it gives you a slight elevation through your chest. Not a massive one, you don't be miles up here. But that lift of the chest means that your tummy has got a little bit more weight on it. One of the ways we can develop diaphragmatical breathing is by creating weight, whether it's a sandbag or whether it's the ground. So you stack those forearms, and then you place the forehead on top. You have many options for your legs. You can lie the toes point straight back, or turn the ankles in or out. But what you want to be able to do is to relax your buttocks and let the weight of your legs relax. And now begin to feel the day melt away. So feeling the whole of the day drop away as you lie in your bed. And you start to really focus on your belly. And because you're lying on the ground, you can use the ground as a tool to help improve your diaphragmatic function. So on the inhalation, lightly feel as if you're breathing into the earth beneath you, feeling your belly swelling into the ground. And on the exhalation, feel the belly sinking back and the spine dropping down into the body. You begin to slow the breath down. So you're breathing in maybe 3 or 4 or 5 counts. Beautiful expansive breath with the focus on the belly, expanding into the earth, using the ground to help you. It's like the ground is a weight that the diaphragm can push against. And as you exhale, you release. And as you continue to do this, you can visualize your diaphragm, a beautiful dome-like muscle that when you exhale billows upwards into the chest, allowing the lungs to empty. And when you inhale, draws downwards towards the abdomen, lightly pushing the organs down and out, which is what causes the swelling of the belly. And you want this movement to have a beautiful fluid experience. So as you continue with this diaphragmatical breathing, really begin to relax. If there's tension or stress in the body, perhaps that breath becomes a little restricted. As you continue with this crocodile pose, I'm sitting up, but you stay where you are. Feel yourself letting go. This letting go of your day, letting go of any stress, any anxiety, and softening into the earth. So the more relaxed you are, the easier it is for that abdomen to expand into the ground, for the diaphragm to billow. We're thinking about a billowy diaphragm, expressive diaphragm, opens and closes, lifting, lowering. And you really start to relax the jaw and the throat, the shoulders and the back. And as you relax, the beautiful movement in the belly is free. You continue with this diaphragmatical breathing, probably about another minute. This beautiful expansion into the ground and releasing, sensing the spine sinking into the You take 3 more breaths here. You're beginning to develop this awareness of the abdomen. As you finish this final breath, the hands will slide under the shoulders and you'll push up to sit on your feet. And here we'll do a child's pose, but we're going to use a blanket. So if you grab your blanket and create a tight roll in your blanket. And if your blanket is super chunky, it might be a little too big. This blanket actually squashes down. So although it looks chunky, it squashes down. And you're bringing the roll into your belly. You lift your chest, roll into belly. It might be nice actually to have a cushion because you're going to be a little higher up because of the roll. So the roll snuggles as close into the belly as you can and lift the chest. And then you roll over the blanket and bring your head down to the cushion. Slide your arms in front of you. And because of the blanket pushing into the belly, it makes this abdominal breath quite difficult in a sense because of the deep, deep pressure. But as you begin to relax into it, it becomes easier. So let go into the blanket. If it feels like the blanket is too thick, you just roll up and lessen the roll so it's not so intense. So it's a smaller roll. Once you feel like you can manage that roll, you relax into it. And very similar to the crocodile, you're using the blanket as a little tool to help you feel your belly breathing. And so you're breathing into the blanket. And the important part is the out-breath. Relaxing into the blanket. So you feel the ribs, the belly, and all the organs beginning to soften around the rolled blanket. You continue with this. Remember, if it is too much, just lessen the roll of your blanket. And you're using the roll of the blanket as a little guide. So you're feeling your tummy expanding into the blanket and then relaxing out of the blanket. Really letting go. At first, it is a little bit uncomfortable as you get used to the feeling. Then as you relax, it becomes much, much easier. Really beginning to release tension into that rolled blanket. Taking about 3 more breaths. And then slowly rise. Once you rise, you'll roll onto your back. And as you roll onto your back, bend your knees, which frees up the belly. And now your belly is basically facing the sky, so there's no pressure on it anymore. But placing your hands on your tummy, not focusing on ribs or chest. Right now, it's all about the belly and the diaphragm. So as you inhale, feel your belly gently expanding into your hands. And as you exhale, relaxing away from the hands. And because we've done 2 previous exercises where we're using something hard to breathe into, it's so much more free now that we're facing upwards. So you can feel how that belly has the ability to billow. You feel the belly billowing outwards and then sinking back towards the spine. The hands are lightly touching the belly, just feeling that movement. And if you're still finding it difficult to breathe into the belly, using a sandbag can be helpful. I haven't actually got one on me at the moment, but what you could do is use a cushion which has got a little weight to it, place it on top of your tummy, and then place your hands on top of your cushion. And then it acts very, very similarly to either a sandbag or the ground. So here you breathe into your cushion. Feel the cushion rising as the belly pushes lightly into it. And then as you exhale, feel the belly sinking away, the cushion melting down into the belly. Sometimes using something to help the abdomen feel is easier. So continue with that, breathing into your cushion. Feel the cushion expanding and rising. And then breathing out, feel the cushion sinking into the belly. Making sure that there's no tension around the shoulders, chest, or jaw as you continue with your diaphragmatical breathing. You'll do 3 more breaths here, and then we're going to give that belly a nice little stretch. As you finish that final breath, taking your cushion and bringing it underneath your sacrum. You'll push into your feet and lift your bottom upwards and slide your cushion under it. I want it to be a cushion that's got a little bit of chunk to it rather than something really flat. If it's super flat, just fold it in half. And here you stretch your left leg down along the ground and your left arm alongside your ear. So now you're going to feel a nice length through the left side of your belly. So it's a little mini back bend. And just so that you feel supported through your sacrum. So if you're too far on your cushion, let's say your cushion's more towards your tail, you're going to feel a collapse in the lumbar. And if it's more up towards your shoulders, same kind of thing. So it's in a really nice place, right underneath the pelvis and the sacrum. And you extend your left leg and your left arm. Feel a nice space being created through that left side, and then hug the right knee in. So the right side of the belly, you're creating a little bit of compression, but the left side of the belly, you're expanding. So now we're focusing on simply breathing through the left side of your belly, feeling the belly expanding. Of course, the whole belly is going to move, but you're focusing on the left side. And as you exhale, feel the belly gently sinking back inward as the diaphragm draws up towards the chest cavity. If you want to work slightly more dynamically, you can actually engage the tummy muscles, lightly pulling them back towards the spine on the exhale, and at the same time, lightly lifting the pelvic floor. On inhale, you relax that little contraction, and you might even feel that you can lengthen fingers and heels on that left side away from one another as more space becomes available to you through that left side of your tummy. 3 more breaths. And you simply swap sides when you finish that last breath. First of all, you bend the left knee in and hold the knee or the back of the knee. And then you extend the right leg down along the ground, pushing through the heel and reaching the right arm back. So we're thinking about creating space through the right side of the body, but focusing more on the tummy. And then guiding the breath down. Feeling the belly expanding and releasing. And if you can, allow the breath to have a really lovely softness to it. It doesn't want to be rough or forced. It is slower than normal, but it's got a really lovely, expansive softness. You feel it expanding and releasing. And the release is so important. If we can empty your lungs, we have more room for the next inhalation. Let's do 2 more breaths here. As you finish that last breath, release the left leg now so that both legs are long and straight and both arms stretched back. Now, if you're worried about your lower back, if you have any lower back issues, any lower disc issues, then do a slightly lessened variation. So you bend your knees and have your feet on the floor. Your pelvis is slightly elevated, almost like a half-supported bridge pose. If you feel safe, then you straighten the legs, both of them out, bring them together. You flex through the heels and push them away. You reach the arms back and stretch back, lengthening through your seats. And you're feeling your belly expanding. It's nice and lightly stretched. It's stretching those belly muscles. And you breathe into them as you inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the tummy muscles lightly back. That can help to activate the diaphragm, getting those abdominal muscles working, helping to activate that diaphragm. So on inhale, you relax the belly and you feel it expanding. On exhale, you draw lightly back. So 3 more of those nice and gentle breaths. You finish this last breath, you release by bending the knees. Release the arms. Lift the bottom so you can slide the cushion away. And then hug the knees in. Another way to really activate through the tummy is Apanasana. It's a little hip rock. So you're pulling the knees towards your tummy as you exhale, creating pressure there. And then as you inhale, you push the knees away. You feel the pelvis rocking. On exhale, pulling in. And on inhale, pushing away. This is also known as the wind relieving pose. It's really good to get energy into the abdomen, particularly if you have any digestive issues. So one more round. And as you finish this last round, squeezing the knees in, roll to your side and sit up. Perhaps you'd like to sit on a little cushion. And if you do, that will help you because it helps to create a little bit more length in your spine. So we'll end this little belly practice with some seated abdominal breathing. So bringing your hands to your tummy, finding length in your spine, relaxing your jaw, your shoulders, and your face, feeling your seat really sinking down into the ground. And with your hands lightly resting on your belly, inhale, feel your belly expanding into your hands. And exhale, feel your belly gently sinking back towards the spine. Perhaps with your eyes closed, you can visualize the movement of the beautiful dome-like diaphragm. On inhale, gently moving down that dome, coming down into the belly, displacing the organs down and out. And as you exhale, that dome rising up, helping to empty the lung and drawing the organs back in. So you continue with that for a few more rounds. When we do diaphragmatical or belly breathing, it really calms the nervous system. So doing 2 more of these belly breaths. Release the hands and you breathe normally. And you observe how you feel. And we can only really know the effect of the practice afterwards, when we experience how we feel. And sometimes, remembering with yoga, if we have a lot of internal stuff going on, when we settle ourselves, perhaps that shows up. That frustration sometimes rises up. Other times, we might find ourselves entering into a state of deep stillness or a feeling of calm or being balanced. So you sit with that for a moment, simply observing how you feel.